Hello everyone and welcome. Today in celebration of International Women's Day, we are speaking with Christina Hyde, head of the Legal European Department at JA Solar since 2020. She has built an incredible career, not only in the solar industry, and she is here to tell about her journey, the challenges, and give some advice for future generations. We are happy to have you here. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
And let's start.
Okay.
So, let's start a bit to get to know you a bit better. What is your story? Where do you come from? What did you study? And what is your role here at JA Solar?
Okay. Maybe starting where I'm coming from. So, I'm German. I'm coming from a small town in the northern part of Bavaria, but I'm actually living since more than 20 years here in Munich. I studied law with a focus on international commercial law and international private law. And when it comes to my role here in JA, I'm senior legal counsel. I'm heading JA Solar's European legal team. And, well, you were asking me about my day-to-day work, right?
Mm-hmm.
How does it look like? Well, I would say it's very dynamic. It's multifaceted. And it's never boring, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the responsibilities, well, apart from the day-to-day ad hoc consulting, legal consulting, it's a lot about strategic leadership, about stakeholder communication, and also, well, managing the team. We're a team of 5 people now, and supporting the team in important legal questions and decisions to be taken.
Yeah. No, definitely interesting. Also, you're working with teams in different countries.
Yes.
So
indeed.
because we have one office in Spain and one office here in Munich where we are, so I guess it's also multicultural
Yes.
environment.
Yeah. What I like.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, as today is International Women's Day, let's start with that. And what does it mean to you? Is it something important?
Yeah. Well, good question. I mean, it's actually a moment to honor those women who have paved my way, I would say. But I guess it's also a time for reflection. And reflecting on what women have already achieved, what barriers they have overcome. And insofar, International Women's Day is the perfect moment to reflect on these achievements, but also to look on the work which is still ahead of us.
Yeah.
And when I'm looking into the legal domain, which is usually a very male-dominant one, I nowadays see a lot of talented young women, young lawyers around the table with resilience, with innovation, and this is actually a perfect and super nice sign to see woman power finally coming to the male domain of legal.
Finally.
Yes,
finally. Okay, moving on. Of course, you mentioned that you are a lawyer, and any reason behind the choice of becoming a lawyer? Why did you decide to follow that career path?
Yeah, I mean, actually it came kind of a coincidence because I didn't want to become a teacher, as most of my female relatives in my family have become. And so I decided to study law, but not because of becoming a teacher, but also I like the idea of justice and the power of law to give positive change. And especially when I look today at the legal profession, what I like a lot is that it gives you the possibility of continuous learning. And this enables you to grow personally, but also professionally.
For sure. And what specifically, like why, how did you end up in JA Solar? What is the story behind that?
Actually, also kind of a coincidence in the sense that there was a point in time where I wanted to do a career change. I previously worked for 2 very important companies in the legal team, very male-dominant companies though, and I wanted to have a change. And then JA Solar came around the corner and offered me this position. And honestly, I immediately felt attracted for different reasons. I mean, starting with the solar industry, because I'm of the opinion that the transition to the renewable energy is one of the most important challenges in our times, and I wanted to be part of it and contribute to it. And B, I felt attracted by the position itself, although I knew it would be challenging to be the first and sole, at that time, oversee legal counsel outside JA. It got me in the sense that I wanted to get out of my comfort zone. And last but not least, I also was attracted by JA Solar as an employer due to its excellence, to its innovation, and simply for being one of the most important leaders in the solar industry.
Yeah, absolutely. As we are.
Yes, indeed.
But I guess that before that, you were not in the solar industry, correct me if I'm wrong.
No.
How has your career evolved over the years? Let's say, to give an overview to people that are watching here, how did it develop?
Well, actually, I started as a lawyer in a law firm, in a German-Italian, by the way, boutique law firm with a strong focus on international commercial law. And then after several years of working in a law firm, I decided to go in-house and to become an in-house legal counsel, a decision which, by the way, I never regretted because I wanted to be closer to the business.
Okay.
And then I started to work with a very famous German company, but really worldwide known, also very male dominant, at least in the legal team, and then changed to another very international important company, also as an in-house legal counsel.
Okay, interesting. I mean, you just mentioned that the legal environment is very male dominant. How did you handle that? How is it something that affected the way you work? Did you have to prove more than the others? Tell us a bit more about this.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, especially as a younger woman and as a younger lawyer, being in a meeting where male colleagues are dominant, this can be very intimidating. And I remember that I was, for example, I was afraid of asking questions, just not to be appearing as stupid.
Yeah.
But I mean, yes, working hard, being prepared for such meetings helped me a lot. And then obviously key is experience, right? Yeah. Over the years you develop a confidence in your abilities and in your knowledge, and it's helping a lot.
Okay, no, that's very good. And I guess as in every position, I guess experience it's what helps you becoming more confident. And
yes.
Yeah. No, but hopefully some positive questions now. Yes. Let's see. What did you see changing over the years? Did you see improvements? Did you see even maybe, I refer as myself as maybe a younger generation, maybe not anymore, but did you see with these younger people joining in changes? Did it come from older generations, or is it more the young people's asking for a change? Or
I think it's a mixture of all what you mentioned. As what I note positive, and as I said it in the previous questions, in the legal domain I see more women being present and also taking over leadership positions. But the same actually with other industries, and especially with the solar industry, I must say. Also, at least compared to the previous experience I made, I think in the solar industry I'm noting an increase in women joining this industry and also taking over leadership, which is a super sign to see, right? And yes, I also note a difference with the attitude of the younger generation. I think they have more self-confidence,
Yeah.
which I find is good. And insofar, yeah, I'm seeing a change. They dare to, and I don't mean this in the negative sense, right?
Absolutely.
They dare to ask questions. They come out more naturally than I think my generation.
I also guess that maybe having examples of people like you in such high positions and seeing that it is possible and it's reality helps them to think about what is possible.
Yes, I guess so. And one important aspect, and this is equal to male or female, it's about patience. Success doesn't come overnight. You need to be patient, but also confident in your abilities, as I said, and in your knowledge. And staying authentic is also very, very important, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is good pieces of advice, and from the worker perspective, what do you think, for example, could be actions that companies could do in this regard to, I wouldn't say help the situation because it sounds such dramatic, but to make it a bit better, to improve that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you could think of policies, implementing policies in companies which allow flexible work time, parental leave, all such stuff, which is already in place, by the way, right? We are way ahead of what we have been like 10 or even 20 years ago. But, and especially focusing on women, I would say mentorship or sponsorship could also help women to navigate the challenges of their career.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. And if you now you said mentorship, you know, if you would be a mentor to a young lawyer starting today, what would it be your advice for this person starting her career in the solar industry, but not only?
Stay curious. Dare to ask questions, which I didn't at the beginning at least. And patience, as I said, and be confident about your abilities and about your knowledge.
Okay, yeah, that's very interesting. And now another question for you, since you mentioned that you didn't ask questions, so this is maybe the starting point. If you would have the possibility to talk to your younger self, what would you tell her to do differently, to do it better maybe, or maybe also not to do it?
Don't question yourself constantly. So, yeah, this is something I would tell her, and yeah, also as I would tell all young women, dare to ask questions and be authentic. That's
yeah. No, I mean there are a lot of advices, a lot of advice here. So hopefully somebody is getting them. And here, final question for you. This is actually a question that I very like from a podcast I'm following. So they're interviewing people in different sectors, political sector, everything. And at the end, they always ask about if there is something that has guided you towards your career. Like, is there a quote or is there a book? Is there something that it's important for you and it has helped you during the years and maybe you want to share with other people?
Well, it's a difficult one, but I mean, looking into the International Women's Day, and there are a lot of interesting quotes from really powerful women, but one which struck me a lot personally, and it's not so necessarily only related to career, but to life in general, is, let me think about it. Life is not about the numbers of breaths you take, but it's about the moments that take your breath away.
Okay,
I find this pretty.
Very, very inspiring. No, for sure. Then we reached the end of this brief, short, but very inspiring interview. We really enjoyed. I hope this is interesting for the people watching at home, or yeah. If you have, of course, comments, or if you have other stories to tell that you want to share, please let us know in the comments. We are happy to hear more from you. And again, happy International Women's Day, and maybe let's see us next year.
Yes, happy International Women's Day.